Here's where the storm is located now. Not that organized right now. It's still rather discombobulated right now. It was dealing with some hostile winds. So I think it's going to take some time for it to get organized, but it's already bringing very, very heavy rain across portions of the Dominican Republic and Haiti right now. We've already gotten flooding reports out of those areas. And slowly but surely, I think the storm is going to be organizing here over the next couple of days and then creeping to the northwest here. Here's the track of the storm here. We do expect it to intensify into a major hurricane over the next couple of days, but you can see how very little motion the storm is going to be undergoing over the next couple of days, and that's why we're so concerned about this catastrophic flooding. Right now, we have it getting up to a Category 4 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson scale, but if it's able to avoid some land interaction down here, it can't be ruled out that it could potentially get to a Category 5 hurricane, and that's why we're so concerned about this storm here. We take a look at some of these rainfall totals that we're predicting here. Anywhere from Jamaica to Hispaniola here, we could be measuring the rainfall in feet and not inches here. We upgraded our AccuWeather Local Storm Max. Now we have up to 50 inches of rain possible, and it would not surprise me if we even have to raise that even more. There's a lot of mountainous terrain in these countries, and those mountains can act like a sponge and can squeeze out a lot of that rainfall, especially during slow-moving tropical systems. And so this is going to cause a lot of mudslides. I think there's going to be widespread flooding, widespread mudslides in a lot of these countries this weekend and into early next week as well. So that made us make the decision earlier today to go with an AccuWeather real impact of a 5 for this storm. Again, we're concerned about the life-threatening mudslides. Areas could be cut off for potentially weeks with this storm.
And now, Alex, you mentioned the fact that, it's slow moving. At one point, one of the headlines yesterday was that you could actually walk faster than this storm was traveling. And when that happens, of course, the threat of storm surge and flooding just heightens because it's just sitting and spinning in these areas.
Yeah, and that's why we're so concerned about that rainfall. We think back to storms that have impacted the United States. You think back to Harvey, that brought a lot of rain to Texas. That was a very, very slow-moving storm. So, again, we've seen examples of this in the past where storms stall or move very slow, and they just dump and dump and dump. And these areas are very mountainous in Hispaniola and in Jamaica and in eastern Cuba. Very mountainous countries here. And like I said, those mountains will just squeeze out that rain and exacerbate the problems.
What about the impact on the U.S. from this storm, Alex?
Well, the good news is it looks like it should stay off the coast. At least that's what I think the majority of solutions show right now. Here's our 7-day cone. We have it up by Bermuda on Friday, but there are potential scenarios that could bring the storm a little bit closer. If the storm is able to track a little bit further west in the Caribbean, that could allow it to come a little bit more closely to the United States. So we're going to have to watch it very carefully. I think the most likely scenario is a track offshore towards Bermuda, but it is possible that the storm does come a little bit closer. Either way, I am concerned about rip currents and some beach erosion next week along those East Coast beaches, which have already seen lots of beach erosion already this season. So it doesn't look good for those East Coast beaches next week.
Alex, thank you. Appreciate it.